call a meeting of the elderly commissioners to order for the month of March. And would please all rise for a salute to the flag and a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A moment of silence. Thank you.
Start roll call. Mark Ryan.
Here.
Gail Protopappas.
Here.
Mary Dion.
Here.
Pat Robosh.
Here.
Charlotte DeMarco.
Here.
Robin Theodos.
Present.
John Wallace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we have the minutes. Thank you.
Department of Elder Services Commissioners meeting February 21st, 2019. The meeting was called to order at 1:36 p.m. by the Chair, Mark Ryan, with the salute to the flag and a moment of silence. Roll call present was Mark Ryan, Gail Protopappas, Pat Robosh, Charlotte DeMarco, Mary Dion, Robin Theodos, and John Wallace. Minutes of January 17, 2019. Mary Dion moved to accept the minutes of January 17, 2019 as written. It was seconded by Gail Protopappas. Upon motion made and second, voted to accept the minutes of January 17, 2019 as written. Old business, none. Director's report, the January monthly statistics was read into the record by Terry Marciello and will be delivered to the town hall. New business, building improvements. Terry met with the town manager, Jeff Hull, and the building superintendent, George Hooper, to discuss the repairs needed for the building. On Friday, February 15th, George Hooper, along with Jennifer from Norfolk Kitchens, came in to take a look at the kitchen and make notes on improvements. The kitchen remodel will include new cabinets, countertops, and appliances. They will devise several plans for us to take a look at and decide which one will work best. John Bumpus, the Eagle Scout leader, did a fabulous job on our game room. The room is more upbeat and inviting, and everyone is extremely happy with the outcome, especially our card players who are very excited with the uplift. Selectmen Greg Bendel and Kevin Kyra visited the senior center last month and also today to take a look at the condition of the building. They brought in goodies for the seniors and sat with many seniors to listen to their concerns and suggestions. Mental health program. Samantha Reef, a social worker from the Wilmington Police Department, along with Lieutenant Desmond, have already had 2 sessions with our participants, and the next one is scheduled for March 14th. This is a 4-session workup that meets once a month discussing the various aspects of mental health. Arts Council. Terry has met with members of the Arts Council, and they are a wonderful group with incredible ideas. They held an open house last year where we all invited, and a survey was conducted where our seniors requested to take part in a photography, watercolors, and fabric art classes. We are working with the Arts Council and bringing these classes here at the Senior Center and trying to find space to host these classes. Free income tax program. We continue to receive many phone calls inquiring about appointments. Due to the new tax laws and extra forms, we are only booking 16 people per day. Terry is working with the volunteers tentatively to add more dates and times to accommodate our waiting list, which is at 35 at this time. We are referring to those who call to the Redden Memorial Library at 64 Middlesex Avenue on Saturdays from 9 to 11:30. This is a drop-in service with no appointments necessary. Trader Joe's event. This program is going very well, and we are extremely appreciative of Paula Stocca, who has been fantastic. The sign-in and number program is working extremely well. We have approximately 70 people coming to the center to take part in the shopping experience. We are seeing many people who do not attend the center regularly. We want to thank Mary Dion, who is one of our volunteers who gives out the numbers and manages the sign-up sheet. We are still in need of volunteers to help with this program. Mark Ryan asked how people find out about this program and do we need to bring bags. It has been mostly word of mouth, and yes, you need to bring your own bags because we run out of bags. Mary goes into the groups to announce the numbers are being called, such as the exercise class and the arts and crafts room. Because of this popular event, the center and parking lot fill up quickly. with bingo people coming in earlier. It is crucial to have many volunteers to help with the flow. Budget presentation. Everyone has been working diligently on the budget. Terry will be doing her presentation on March 7th in front of the Finance Committee. The budget is first presented, then there is a public hearing on March 19th, and then it is presented at the annual town meeting on May 4th, and the new budget year begins on July 1st, 2019. Memory Cafe. Terry presented at the last selectmen's meeting regarding our Memory Cafe. A special thank you to Laurie Hayes and Laura Pickett for all their work with this program. At our last date, we had 25 participants and their caregivers attend. Everyone really enjoys the cafe and has lots of fun. Town survey. It was decided that there was not enough information from this survey. The selectmen have decided to have a town meeting review committee. Each selectman will invite 3 people to join this committee to allow an open discussion. Greg Bendel has mentioned that he would like someone from the senior group and was referred to Jack Kavanaugh. We appreciate the selectmen asking us to be part of this plan. Robin Theodos is concerned that we need more seniors involved. She feels that there should be a balance and good representation from the senior population. Terry stated that from previous discussions, they are definitely leaning towards an open committee, and she feels confident that they will reach out to others. Mark Ryan questioned why Jack Kavanaugh would be the only person to represent all the seniors. Robin Theodos suggested that Mark call and offer to volunteer. Welcome Coffee Hour. We will be hosting a welcome coffee hour for our new Assistant Town Manager, Carrie Colburn-Dion. Please join us on March 14th from 9:30 to 10:30 and help welcome Carrie. Game room. We found an extra poker table in the attic. We are in the process of cleaning and repairing the felt on the top. We will now have 2 tables for the game room. Minuteman Senior Services. They will be promoting home-delivered meals for the month of March. They service 16 local towns and provide meals for our home delivery. We are the only town that provides these meals, which are prepared in one of our schools. Sometime in March, Senator Tarr and Representative Robinson will be accompanying our drivers with their route to view how the program works. They have done this in the past, and it is a wonderful time to show how important this program is, with not only delivery of the meals, but communication with these seniors and checking on their safety. Mark Ryan asked how many people receive these meals. Presently, we are delivering between 60 to 75 meals per day, and the number is growing daily. John Wallace stated that when he was one of our drivers, Representative Maselli accompanied him during his route. Upcoming March events. Leaving a handprint behind. This program will take place on March 7th at 1:00 p.m., and we will be having Marie Ardito, who is an incredible motivational speaker, who will be running this program. She worked for over 31 years in the school system and has been very involved with the older adult population and has a wealth of information to share. St. Patrick's Day Luncheon. This will take place on Friday, March 15th at the Sons of Italy. We are extremely thankful to Peter McClellan, who sponsors this event, and Lou Samaglia, our chef. We have 117 people signed up at this time, and the Medical Careers Group from Wilmington High School will be volunteering. A Bit of Ireland. This trip will take place on Sunday, March 17th at the Regal Theatre. There will be Irish music, step dancing, a comedian, and transportation will be included. Movie and lunch. We have had a great response and everyone enjoyed this event, so we are bringing it back. We will be showing The Greatest Showman on March 28th and serving pizza, salad, and dessert. Save the date. World Tai Chi Day. This event has been approved by the Selectmen and will be held on Saturday, April 27, 2019. Volunteer Appreciation. Our appreciation brunch will be held on May 9, 2019. Lunch and Cruise. Celebrating the 399th birthday of Plymouth with a lunch and cruise, which includes a motor coach on June 13, 2019. Newport Rail Excursion. This will take place on Thursday, August 22, 2019. This trip has received great reviews and we are excited to offer this trip. Annual Cookout. Our tentative date will be for sometime in July. Comments from the audience? None. Comments from the Commission? Robin Theodos asked about the plastic bag ban and whether we are able to keep our plastic bags and reuse in our own home. It was stated that the plastic bag ban will be in effect on May 5th. Gail Protopappas asked what happens if you have no bags and are shopping at Market Basket. Pat Robosh stated that you will probably need to purchase them at the store. Terry stated that she will reach out to Shelley Newhouse to get a better understanding of the regulations and get information so we can be better prepared. Charlotte DeMarco stated that she is planning to deliver donated blankets to the Linus Project. Gail Protopappas has spoken with the program and Bill Ricker and stated that they work closely with local police and fire departments in distributing these blankets. She also mentioned that not only the baby blankets, but that larger blankets are also great to donate to teenagers. Adjourn. There being no further business to come before the commission, Gail Protopappas moved to adjourn the meeting, and it was seconded by Robin Theodos. Upon motion made and second, voted to adjourn the meeting at 2:32 p.m. Next commissioners' meeting is scheduled for March 21st, 2019 at 1:30 p.m. Respectfully submitted, Paula Mirabella, Senior Clerk.
I wonder if I can make a correction on the St. Patrick's Day luncheon. It said that it was held at the Sons of Italy.
Oh, Knights of Columbus. Okay.
Knights of Columbus. Okay. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make a motion to correct that to read the Sun, no,
To the
from the
KFC?
Sons to the Knights of Columbus.
Okay. And
Seconded.
seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any other comments? Do we have a motion to accept the minutes now?
I'll make a motion.
Motion,
I'll second.
seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? None? And it's been accepted. Okay, we're now off to new business. And do you want to mention anything about the apple first, or the Wilmington apple?
More
or-
to the end.
Okay, Ann, okay.
Excuse me, before we get to new business, I have a question about old business.
Yes.
We had organized somewhat a housing meeting, and it seems to be not active. Whatever happened to that? I know we elected Jack as a president, but then there was never any meetings.
At this time, it did come to a bit of a standstill due to the, just to some roadblocks and finding out some more information. So, especially after the new selectmen are voted in, we'll probably go from there.
Yes, I also have a concern that the selectmen have been in and they've perused and are looking for upgrades, which I'm sure we all appreciate, but I do hope that is not in any way think that the issue will die because we're being paid a little attention to. No matter what they do to this building, it will never correct the heat situation. That is a very big, in the room, I don't think the room is sufficient for the activities that you provide. Okay?
Yep.
Thank you. That's all I had to say.
Perfect.
Okay, great.
Which brings actually, which segues perfectly, Robin, right into, to our kitchen. At this time, George Hooper, myself, town manager, have been discussing as to what would be the best thing for the kitchen at this time. As we know, all of us, that kitchen is just like a home kitchen, that everyone and their brother goes to that room. And so what we've been working on is trying to come up with a plan as to how to better that room and make it more accessible and user-friendly. And so today, actually, I was up at Norfolk Kitchen as to one of getting their layout and see what their thoughts were. And actually, it was very pleasant to the eye. It was all our concerns and wishes on our wish list, as in cabinetry, as in a coffee station versus being in the corner, making it more of a place where the coffee would be easily accessible to, which is against the wall that has a giant bulletin board on it right now. to be put there instead of in the corner where everyone has to go. It's also the fact of the refrigerator and the oven, that's instead of 2 ovens, making it a 1 larger oven, possibly a warming station. So things are kind of being shared right now as in ideas, and once we get some more further ideas, at that point, I would probably like to have you as a group look at the some of the things that we're looking at as in cabinetry, and what your opinions are on that, as in colors, that type of thing, as in just the look of it. So we are working more towards making that. That actually has been a project that has been put on hold, back and forth, for I don't know how many years now, a good 3 years now, back and forth as to, about doing it, and so we really are taking a step forward and trying to make this happen. So once things become a little more concrete, then I can come to you and show you what the proposal is. Yep.
I have, it may not be felt by everybody, but I have a concern where I'm short. Is there any chance that they would consider lowering the cabinets just a little bit, which I have done when I had the opportunity. It was a great godsend to be able to reach the top shelf. You can't lower them a lot, because then you interfere with your operational space.
Correct.
But depending how much leeway there is, if it was 1 or 2 inches, you might be able to access and use the top shelves better.
I think, to tell you the truth, when I met Jennifer, this woman's her first name is Jennifer, she put that into thought, and also the sink, having the sink not be so high. You know how the thing now is having sinks lower. So that is being put into thought, but I'll double check. On that today as one of the concerns. It's been a concern of mine, and at one point in my life, I had a chance to change it, and it was very beneficial, I thought, but, I mean, that's an awful lot of people very good point.
take a survey or whatever.
Very good point. And most definitely, now that you brought that to my attention, even more so. So, thank you. I totally appreciate that. So we're just, like I say, we're in the working process, the budget, trying to make sure that, we don't go, that we stay within our means. So those things are being worked out, so trying to make advances for that kitchen area. Also in speaking with them today, making sure that certain things that, most kitchens you don't think about, as in making sure that there's a couple of cabinets that do have a lock system, because we have had a couple of issues. So they're going to be also looking to that for us too. There's certain things that are being worked out on that, but I can't wait to be able to really show you as to some of the layouts, but I want to make sure I have them all, so you're looking at it right hands-on. So that is happening. So we're kind of excited that it's getting to be more real. And I can't say enough for George Hooper's support in making connections and making this happen. And also the support of, obviously, the town manager in having the full go of saying this.
Is there a time frame on this kitchen design, and are we talking about this kitchen here
Yes.
being redone?
Yes.
And
We're hoping that with 2019.
so within this year, they're going to be doing that, and
Yep.
and you said that you would like to have us see some of the designs.
Yep.
Would that be within the next month or two?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, because it has to be pretty, within the next couple of months, because we really want to make sure this happens. So, yep, it could even be, sooner, as just having something at the front desk for you to look at.
So money is already in the budget for this?
Well, the George Hooper actually, some of his budget and also some things that we have had, set aside for our budget too. So we'll be able to work.
So money has been earmarked
Yep.
for that.
Exactly, exactly.
Excuse me. Has there been any discussion anywhere that this would be, these monies would negate us moving forward, or is this in place of, I have to say it,
Oh, I
Terry.
know, I totally agree with you, because I have the same point of view.
All right, that this is instead of,
No, it is not, it's clearly
Instead of-
not instead of a new senior center. It is clearly not instead of a new senior center.
well, I can hear somebody saying now, we just gave you this, and now you want more. Well, we wanted more to begin with.
You know, ideally, I don't foresee a senior center happening within the next couple of years, but, you know, never can tell, but there's most definitely needed improvements in that kitchen for us to be able to function on a daily basis. So I totally hear what you're saying. You're not the only one that has brought that up, which is, it's a concern. But yet to make sure that we're not giving the message that we do not, you know, now with this happening, we don't need a senior center. Obviously with our numbers, and that you had just previously stated, and about how we're growing and the building itself isn't big enough, but also in other previous meetings. And also people just coming in and noticing that we have to, we've already had to expand down to the 4th of July building. Today, for example, there was an issue where we had the mental health workshop, and then we had to make sure that the people that were in that room had to go into the kitchen, your knitting group. Gail had to go into the kitchen again, which in turn, and that also the art class is down at the 4th of July building. So this whole, because obviously this was being used, this room was being used for exercise, every aspects of this building are being used to capacity.
Agreed. Agreed.
So, you know, there's no denying that, because we just keep pushing ourselves into trying to be creative in other things that are available to us in town.
Trying to make it work.
So this, I think, is just a way of, you know, there's no choice to kind of improve that, to make,
It bearable for the
Yes.
next couple of years
Yeah.
at least.
exactly.
I do
Exactly.
not mean to downplay anybody's efforts in trying to improve what we have. And I am thankful for that. And I would like to say so publicly. Thank you. But there are still issues that won't go away.
Nope, it will not go away.
Thank you.
You're right, you're absolutely correct.
Are we cramped for time on Tuesdays
Tuesdays.
with the buildings?
Tuesdays is a very extremely active day where there's stuff back to back to back to back to
I'm just
back.
wondering, AIM is on Tuesday at KSC. I'm wondering if, like, somebody could go in and use the back end.
No, I
at
would
the
not
same
want, I
time.
would not want, I can, you know, very clearly state, I do not want an overlap of interfering with AIM and having us use the sharing, no, that would be.
Just a suggestion.
And the reason I say that, it's just so crucial that AIM be a part of, you know, and we don't interfere with their active space and feeling that we're infringing on them, no. But I do hear you're saying, John, but that's just, Tuesday is an example. Monday is gonna be another day, that's gonna be just like that. Monday, which you'll see, there's gonna be another thing that we wanna be able to start, trying to finagle, and space for that. I can't really think of a day that we're not trying to,
Juggle?
yes, juggle to fit everything in. So it's just great that, you know, you keep, as being commissioners, the squeaky wheel sometimes gets that. So, you know, just as long as we just keep stating our concerns over and over, just as you did today, Robin, that sometimes, you know, sometimes when you totally make do, it becomes a quiet issue, and it can't be quiet because we're starting to infringe on other people's space and their time, and people are starting to notice. and we can't help it, we really need the space, so.
I also would like to state that I think it's fantastic, the amount of programs and different things you bring into this building. I just think it's wonderful that seniors have a place to go and socialize and be active. And I think that you're doing a fantastic job,
Thank you, Robin.
really and truly. I think we're all very lucky to have the opportunity to get together and socialize. To me, that's so paramount, it's so important.
Right. And the other thing to keep in mind too is that's all the stuff we see, that as a department. I mean, there's also the other issue is the casework, which will be coming up too, that the stuff that's not really done as in programming's in the building, that are done out of the building, which soon, you never know when that would need an active space too. So, yes, we are getting ready to, we're already busting at the seams.
I don't know how you two share that office, that's a tiny room, but two.
That's why no one's allowed back there. So, is it okay if I move on?
I'm done.
Can continue?
Okay. I just want to say kudos and thank you to Peter and Vicki McClellan for phenomenal food that they provided. Mind you, that was 200 pounds worth of corned beef, around the same amount of poundage for potatoes, 150 for carrots, and I think it was around between 150 and 200 for cabbage. The food was just unbelievable that Lou Samaglia organized in cooking. We had around 165 people that were at that event. And we also were very fortunate to have Joe Leary come back and do his singing. And I think the best part of it is some of the people that aren't able to get out were out with us, everybody was out and about, and everybody really had truly a good time. So that wouldn't have been happen without community support. And I think Peter and Vicki give the definition of giving back to their community. And I believe this is either the 5th or 6th year that they've done this, could even be more. And you know, they don't like to be recognized. They're the type of people that give to the community but want to be behind the scenes, and I think it's just so wonderful we need to keep mentioning their names because they are a perfect role model for the community of giving back. So I thank them very, very much for making so many people happy.
I also would like to compliment Lou. I don't know how anybody can cook that much food and have everything come out at the same time and at a perfect condition. I mean, every single item on your plate was cooked perfectly.
It really was.
Nothing
He did
was
have help
mushy.
from a gentleman. He actually runs the kitchen at Boston College. His name is Brian. Can't remember his last name right now. Who also, Casey.
Mr. Casey.
It's Lorraine's son. And he once again, he is a gentleman that wanted to be behind the scenes, not be seen. And he made that, he works with Lou very closely in making that happen. Several people, there was a gentleman, Gary, and then Joey, this other gentleman, that there was quite a bit of a team back there. So, but again, they did such a fantastic job, just as Robin was saying, making everything come out at the right time. So professional and so good.
Delicious.
That corned beef
And
was
they had so much left over too, they were giving out doggy bags at the end, you know,
Yep.
for
Yep.
everyone, so.
I don't think anybody complained about having the ability to take something home.
Oh,
It was just an awesome
It
meal.
was wonderful. It was
thank
wonderful.
you. Very good.
I want to mention that just like in previous notes, March 28th, which is a week next week, I believe it's a week from today, is we're having the movie, Greatest Show or
Greatest Showman?
yes, Greatest Showman, and so we'll have pizza salad and some dessert. So that will be good, and that we're trying to run that on We're trying to do that on monthly schedule. Some of our months, as you'll see, we're gonna get a little busy, but we're gonna try to make that work. The income tax program, the last date for that is April 9th. That has been running very, very well with the support of the staff of Lisa and Paula, making sure that everyone's being guided in the right way and being taken care of and things in the morning. So kudos to both of them. The staff, the AARP volunteers, I cannot say enough about. There are some cases that they have really gone above and beyond and helping some people with their taxes. So again, that will be going on through the 9th of April. And then that will be completed. Just to reiterate, if anybody's watching, for the next several Saturdays, to keep in mind, our scheduling got filled so quickly, but at the Reading Memorial Library, is it Memorial, or is it just because I'm thinking?
No, Reading Memorial Library.
That they will be on Saturdays from 9 to 12. They do take first come, first serve of coming in there, so that will also be running for them. I believe the 7th might, the 6th might be their last day, but it could be the 13th. But please, for you as people are trying to get your taxes done, please think of it as the 6th. So just in case something should, a storm or something, kuda, and like, we don't want to hear that, but that nothing happens on the 13th, but just in case, okay?
And that's till 11:30, not 12.
Oh, sorry, 11:30. A couple people have kind of weaseled in on that 12, that's right.
Probably.
So, Trader Joe's, I just wanted to give an update. We did have people who were a little concerned as to last week when we didn't have it. And we didn't have it due to the fact of, because of the St. Patrick's Day event, people got a little concerned, meaning are we not gonna, if you hear people saying, are we not gonna have it anymore? We are. There are some Fridays that just are very difficult, and that was one of them, because all of us being down at the Knights of Columbus. April events. So at the time of making this up, this agenda, there were some I wasn't confirmed on some events that we have, but I am now. So on April 16th, we are going to be having, it's going to be a podcast, a live podcast here. Brad from the library and Lisa from WCTV they're bringing in a few students, and then we'll be asking some of you to be able to do an interactive conversation and be part of the podcast on technology. So that should be really interesting. So that will be happening on the 16th, which is a Tuesday at 1 o'clock. So you'll be finding out more information on that. Then on the same idea for students, on April 23rd, Lisa Desberg, she's the English teacher at the high school. She will be bringing students here to be doing an interactive program similar to last year when we had a little lunch, interacted with the students. They did a bit of a write-up. So that will be coming back to us, and again, that will be on April 23rd, which also falls on a Tuesday. And we are also extremely excited to have the middle school students. If you remember last year, they came, the chorus came to sing for us, and that teacher took a strong interest in making sure the kids gave back to the community. They'll be coming here on April 25th from 10 to 10:40 because of the way their classes run. But they'll also be coming, another class will be coming on May 16th too, which is a Thursday, from 10 to 10:40. So all these things will be in the newsletter, but there's that intergenerational piece that's happening. If we go back and I'm working with the Arts Council and coming up with some ideas of what people wanted from the Arts Council, and one of the things was watercolors and watercolor painting, and they did reach out to several artists in the community and in the surrounding area. I did meet with one, her first name is Claire. And we're thinking of possibly starting a 6-week watercolor class. And for beginners on up, she felt it would be great to have a group that has a mixture versus just all beginners, because, sometimes people have stopped painting for quite a few years and some just need a little refresher and boom, they're off. So that will probably be on Mondays. We're trying to squeeze it in between 12:30 to 2. So we're kind of seeing about that one. But again, that's in the working, just to let you know, we're very excited about that. And I know I'm forgetting another class.
Photography class?
Photography.
Fabric art.
Yes, so right now we're in the process of trying to, this won't be happening until the summer. We're hoping is to have the photography class also. The fabric art, I haven't actually been able to get going just yet, just because other things have been taking precedence over, trying to organize that. So that will also be worked up, but the watercolors is true, we can really take off with that one. So that, I'm hoping that will either start April 29th, or it'll be starting May 6th. But you'll be finding out more about that.
Well, we'll be starting April 29th.
The watercolors. So there's that piece of it. Also, when it comes to classes, I wanted to be able to share that the Zumba, yoga, and Tai Chi will be doing the April schedule, that they will be taking off the week of the 8th and the 15th. But from the week of the 22nd on through...
The 30th. You're taking the 16th and the 23rd off.
Oh, so sorry, yep, the 9th is yoga. 16th to 20th, so from the 30th all the way through the end of June, they will be having classes. And then as of July, well, all of us, people tend to go away and stuff, so we're kind of working that one out. But I just wanted to get that because people have been coming to Paul or Lisa and asking everybody, what about what's going on with our classes? Well, we got the okay today that we're going to go all the way through. Why not?
Line dancing.
Including line dancing.
Their date will be different, though. They'll end in May.
I think actually,
Okay.
yeah. So we won't say specifically about line
Okay.
dancing because that's changed.
All right. To change my notices.
No, but I think it's because it's going to be longer. I think that instead of, but you can keep them the same and we can keep it the same right now. So as in previous notes, volunteer appreciation, make sure you please lock into your calendars for May 9th. Let's see, so there's a few things I'm just going to add here, I'm just going to blurt them out, and then we're going to get to some stuff that is really crucial from both the two commissioners I know who want to speak. The other thing is this past Monday, Senator Bruce Tarr, as mentioned in the previous notes, Senator Bruce Tarr was going to go out with us for home-delivered meals. He did this past Monday, which was, what day was the 18th? And he came down to Deming Way, and and he helped deliver some of the meals at Deming Way. In the process of us talking, the senator always asking, what can we do, and going back and forth in our discussion. I have gotten some questions on the Charlie card, the MBTA Charlie card, and so what's happened is we are going to have someone come in, I believe it's going to be May 14th. They're going to come in about the Charlie card, so you'll be able to have everything be filled out at that time, give payment at that time, and you'll be able to have the Charlie card sent directly to you. What is a Charlie card? It's for anyone over the age of 65 that can get, it's a pretty much half price on your commuting in back and forth into Boston for an occasion, or some of the train, if I remember, the buses too. I know for sure the train, but I can't remember about the buses. So it's a wonderful, wonderful tool for people to have, whoever's going in and out of Boston. The couple of people that have approached me, it's because they do have appointments, either at Mass General, actually it's been Mass General that people have been going in there for. And they're more than capable of going back and forth, but it just, costs a little bit, and they knew they had the advantage of using the Charlie card. So, Senator Tarr has been extremely helpful making those contacts for us, along with his aide Dick, and so they will be here on May 14th. Okay, so that's some good news that people can benefit from. And there's just one last piece that I feel that all of you need to be abreast on. So if you remember correctly, I had done a budget presentation on March 7th, and then previously before that, doing a lot of different meetings. And Lou Samaglia and I from the Veterans Department and myself have really been working very closely with each other for quite a few years. And what we found is that a couple of times we've been meeting at the house, there's someone that we have very familiar, in common, and we're at those people's houses at the same time. And we're going back and forth a lot with our departments. And the reason I stated in that fashion is that we're also finding that as population is growing of the ages of 55 and over, that the need in the community is also growing. And we're very, very fortunate to have Laura Pickett as our case manager, just as Lou is very fortunate to have Mike, and I forget Mike's last name. But it's growing at such a rate, we feel that we need just a little more additional help. So we proposed to the town manager, which now then we propose to the finance, both of us to the finance committee, and then the final decision will be at the annual town meeting, is to have a position that will share, a caseworker that will be a shared position between the Veterans Department and our department. So like a part-time here and part-time with Lou. And so we are very excited about so far. It seems to be heading in the right direction for us. But I felt that it's really important that you're aware. You may have seen something in the newspaper in the past few weeks about this position, and you're probably like, what in the world are they talking about? This is what is being discussed. I didn't expect it to be quite in the paper at the time, but that's wonderful because now that they're seeing the need. But I just wanted to fill you in on what that was all about. So that's happening too. Any questions on that?
Yeah, that's different than the new assistant town manager.
Oh, that's totally different, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because
No, I'm not having anything to do with the assistant town manager.
okay.
No, yeah, that's totally different. So now we have two things that I know wanted to be brought up, but I think before yours, Mark, I think I'm gonna have Gail.
Okay.
So people that are familiar with, we're so fortunate to have Officer Shalafor, who has been very, very helpful to us as the community liaison officer. He did the pecan pies with us, but at the same point of the pecan pies was to talk about scams and things to be watchful of. And everyone doesn't think it's going to happen to them, and all these calls that have been going on for everyone, that does happen to everybody. But today it came to our attention, even with one of our commissioners who felt it was so important that she share what kind of call that she got today, because and just to make people more aware and what to kind of anticipate. So Gail, if you could share what happened to you today.
I received a call this morning from Homeland Security, a gentleman by the name of Philip Moses. He informed me that they had, they didn't receive it, but they had taken a letter that was addressed to me from the World Bank, that is in New York. No, I'm sorry, it's in Washington, D.C. And I asked him the reason for him, why did you take my mail? So he said, well, there's a lot of fraudulent mail going through. They wanted to check it out. Now, they checked it out. And in that, there was a certified check addressed to me for $280,000. Now, I mean, I was flabbergasted, really. So I said, well, when did, it was from the National Getaway Sweepstakes that I supposedly entered in January. Well, I don't recall if I did it 3 months ago, I told him. I don't remember what I did 3 months ago. I can't remember what I did last week sometimes. But he gave me telephone numbers of the World Bank, of Consumer Protection Bureau, and also of the Homeland Security. He also gave me his badge number. But then he informed me that I would have to pay well, it's like a registration of funds or something, $8.75 in order to receive my check. And of course, we all know when they start telling you you're gonna have to pay some money, the alarm bell goes off. Well, I went online and I tried to find the World Bank. It is there in Washington, D.C. It is at the address that he told me it was at, but I couldn't find a telephone number for him. But I do have a but I could call this number and anybody's gonna say World Bank anyway, doesn't make any difference. Consumer Protection Bureau, I could not find a telephone number for them. But he gave me a number, again, you just don't know. But I just want that out there to people, if someone's calling you and telling you that they're from Homeland Security and you have a check that they've got, that they have intercepted in the mail, don't do it.
And the other thing is, you know, Gail took it a step further to look into it. As soon as you hear anything, that the Homeland Security, first of all, would never call you. They would never tell you they took your mail. And, you know, kudos for her for stopping right where she was. But sometimes the excitement of it all, the thought of that money. But again, just as she did, you know, just hang up when they never take the call again. And you know, obviously never give important information, but of course the great thing for Gail, the red flag, was all you have to give is $8.75. Well, that $8.75 will probably end up being hundreds here and hundreds there for you. It's just a fishtail to get in and to have you.
Your account,
Yeah.
your checking account.
Well, that's it.
Well,
You know,
no, but there's also
on a
ways of-
charge card. I think it would more or less even be a credit card.
Well, they tend not to do that. What they'll do
Yeah.
is ask you to go out, and if you could get a Walmart, a gift card, Walmart, and then once you get a $25 gift card, all you have to do is just scratch off the back and tell me the code. Once you give them that code that's under that silver piece of scratching off, they have the amount of money. So it is a whole entire game. And I so appreciate Gail bringing it up today, because these calls are coming in rapid speed for everybody. I just got today, just before we came in here, from the Social Security office, saying that the banks, that they would never be, right now there is a calls that are going out that's saying they're from the Social Security office, and it says right here, we urge you to always be cautious and to avoid providing sensitive information such as a Social Security number or your bank account number to unknown people. If you receive a call and you're not expecting one, you must be extremely careful. And don't even say if you're not expecting one. No one's expecting one. You can always get the caller's information, hang up and contact your official number of the. So if someone's saying it's a certain business, just like you were looking into DC. But the other thing is, in saying that, some of these numbers that they're saying to you are legitimate numbers, because they know the numbers too. They're public. So just to hang up the phone and feel free, and please call, take it as a stranger and call the police and let them know if you've gotten that concerned. However, the Social Security office employees, to keep in mind, never ever call unless there's an active application going, which you've already made contact with a certain person, and they would never ever threaten that if you don't do this, you will not get this. Their offices would never do that. So I'm going to put this part of this notice in our newsletter again, because we've had one last time. This one's a little bit different. But everyone is really getting very nervous still, because they're just coming at such a rapid speed. And all they need is that one person, and they can make some good money. So kudos to you, Gil, for,
I would like to add that he also told me, I meant to say, that I had till 3:45 this afternoon to make up my mind whether I want.
A deadline, yes.
A deadline to vote, yeah.
You gonna make it?
Huh?
I've been getting a call at least twice a day, and it says that my business Google account is messed up, and that they need to check but this is a message that they leave, because I never answer my phone unless I know
Right,
who it
yeah.
is. I never had a business account, and I don't have a computer to have a Google account, and
Yeah.
yet I keep getting the call, and they seem to get madder and madder every time they call because I'm not answering.
and
Well,
keep
I
it
got
that
a
way.
call, and I'm not a very nice person when I'm angry. And the guy said, Grammy? And I said, who is this, Benjamin? He goes, yeah. I said, you're full of. And he hung up
Sure.
Yep.
and used the word.
I've been getting numerous plaguing calls from dear National Grid customer. I have another barrage from, due to my good credit rating, and
I
they
get
get
both
just
those
about,
calls.
I get just about that far and I hang it up. I know people in different places, and when I see Arizona or something, I'm inclined to pick it up in case. But I just wish that it would stop naturally, but
I get the call about the gas company, I don't have
Oh.
gas. And I get one about the electric company, and we're in Reading Light, we're not in
Right,
whatever,
exactly.
whatever
Yeah,
they said.
exactly.
We just got one about your water line.
You what? Hey,
Oh, I'm
Insurance for
always
your
getting
water
that,
line.
I'm always getting that.
I get a letter, and
Yeah,
it
the
says
letter.
that, I should take out insurance on my water line.
Yeah.
Because it's been in since 1938. Well, when I bought my house, we didn't have water on the street. We had a well. And all my water pipes are the plastic ones, whatever they are,
yeah, PVC.
PVC.
Yep, so that's a farce also. That's a
Yeah.
farce also, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
get
I
that
mean,
all
I
the
didn't
time.
even have a town water line until, I forget how long
Last
after
year?
no, yeah. I think when we put the addition on the house, that's where the pipes came in, and,
But just in the, look at everybody
This-
here, just, that's just the people here, and they're all different. They're pretty much all different, but they're all the same, the theme is money.
I get all
So
the same
just-
ones that I get them
Yeah, I do.
constantly.
I don't answer anymore.
I don't, I
I was
have,
happening, I was in bed, and I couldn't see the
I have
number,
one
so I
more to
answered at
add.
that
Hold on,
particular
just
time.
Go ahead.
But I don't normally answer the phone. If I don't recognize the number,
I don't answer them
That's
either,
true,
but
yeah.
I'll get,
Don't
like
answer.
yesterday, 4 calls from Lawrence. Yesterday alone, 13 calls where I missed,
Yeah,
because I didn't answer.
yeah.
And a lot of them have Wilmington numbers,
oh, yeah.
and you think it's somebody
Hey,
from
you get,
town.
I get calls that,
And it's
I'm,
fine.
is my own phone number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
So
gotten
I'm
that,
calling my cell phone
Yeah.
on
I've gotten
my
that
phone.
too.
yeah.
I've gotten that too.
Yeah.
I just had one more thing to add. I have a couple of different electronic devices, and on each one of them, I tried to add a text app that will allow me to send text messages to different people. So I got this new text app called Text Now, and there's another one called Text Free. So I installed it on the phone, and immediately the app is allowed to go to my contact lists,
Oh, geez, yep.
and all of a sudden, I started getting emails from all my friends saying to me, "Oh, that's nice, Mark, we'd like to share your $250,000 that you just won." And I didn't send a mail to anyone, but that app
Opened it up.
went right into my contact list, which I must have 300 or 400 people. And it sent out emails to each one of them, fraudulent emails saying that it was me.
Think I'd take that off my phone right away.
Yeah.
Right, oh, I did, right away, I deleted everything, yeah. So they get you and I get the phone calls too,
Yeah.
somebody, the IRS or
I get one from Medicare too,
Oh, I'm getting that
about
about
the pain,
Yeah. Oh, Oh, they're
And
always.
your
And
Medicare is
Grace?
gonna be canceled?
Right.
I don't answer it, I don't pay any attention to it.
Yeah.
Well, I got it, because I'm saying, what, no, this is the fourth call I got, so I called, and then she started saying, well, you know, we have a brace that you can have. I said, I don't need a brace. Why do I need a brace? Where are you getting my
Actually,
records from that I
we
need a
did
brace?
have we did have a person in the town that did buy that brace, because the poor person was in extreme pain, and they thought that, and especially being Medicare.
Yeah.
And, it was all fraud. Something did come in the mail, but several things came in the mail, and it ended up being a private cost. So again, people hearing this, you know, anything, Medicare would not be calling to offer you such a thing, so.
Oh, I tell you, they're gonna cancel your,
Yeah,
if you
right.
don't sign up for it now, it'll never be offered
That's
again,
right.
but it gets offered every
Yeah.
day.
But they call you the next day, this is your very last call. Thought that was yesterday.
About the Medicare.
I just hate it when I have to get up out of the chair to go answer the phone all these times, and
You
it's,
should write all the numbers down of these
I did
places
that one
doing that,
time.
and then bring them in, give them to the seniors when they don't have anything to do, go home and sit down and call
Call
these
them
people
all,
up.
yeah.
No, because then they'll get their numbers. No, don't do that.
Anyway,
Don't do that.
Very good.
No, the only reason I had responded to that call, as I told you about, was because they left a message on my phone. I said, I gotta call this, what is home, you know, what are they calling me for? And that's what. Oh, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to remain as I am.
I've learned how to be rude to a computer.
Huh?
Usually it's somebody's voice and I just don't wanna be rude, but now I know how to hang up while they're in the middle of a
Oh,
sentence.
yeah. Yeah. Well, I could be sitting watching TV and it'll come up on the TV who's calling.
Oh, yes.
I don't know who you are. You don't need to talk to.
Oh, it gets me when they say name unavailable. I said, well, so am I.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What bothers me is my wife and I are watching TV, and the phone rings, and it comes up on the screen, on the TV screen,
That's
so
what
you
Bill
know
was
who it
saying,
is. And we don't want to, and the phone continues to ring like 3 or 4 or 5 times. It's interrupting our program, so I'll pick up the phone, answer it, and then delete it, and so it never goes to email or anything like that. I've done that a couple of times to people I know,
Yeah.
and I didn't recognize their number on the screen, you know? And I actually deleted my sister-in-law's, I blocked my sister-in-law's number, and she called back and she says, how come my number's blocked? Blocked, so I have to be careful when the
Yeah, I
senior
guess
center
so.
calls. I have to know that that number comes from Somerville, like, you know, so.
Oh, yes, good point.
But I wanna
Yeah,
know, and I don't know if
yeah.
anybody out there knows, what is the plus, you get a +1, 978-658, and then the other 4 digits. Is that, where's it coming from with the +1? Is that
Never heard of
European?
that one.
Never heard of it.
Huh?
Never heard of that.
I get them a lot, a +1,
Yeah.
and then 978. And it has
Don't
the plus
answer.
on there. That,
maybe it's a cell phone.
Yeah, I
no,
think.
oh, you mean it
No,
could
the
be a cell
phone,
The
phone?
yeah.
person using it is a cell phone. They might have to dial
I
one.
would still not answer it.
Usually on a cell phone, you don't have to dial one,
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
It's the plus sign that I'm wondering, what is that, what does that represent? Out of the
Yeah.
country or what?
I don't answer, but I don't know.
You know?
I don't answer anybody that I.
Okay, I have one
Someone
more
will do.
item to add to the meeting. Last night, I was pleased to attend a meeting and a dinner meeting of the WCTV, Wilmington Community Television, and we had a wonderful dinner at Tremezzo's, and it was our annual meeting, but also it was an awards night. And so several members were given awards by the TV station for their programs that they had produced at WCTV and their assistants. So there were about 15 awards here, but 2 of us here at the senior center have received awards, and so I'd like to congratulate Terry Marciello, who had received an award for the best studio show called Let's Be Candid with Terry Marciello, so she received an award. And myself, I received an award for the best podcast at WCTV out of a field of about 10 different podcasts that they have there. So we're very pleased for the both of us to receive this award.
say that the picture that they have of Mark, he has his headset on and he just looks so professional, you know? And then they did a little sound check of his podcast, and I think we all should like click on to his podcast, because he has quite the, how many have you done now?
18, and they're one a month, so I've done them about a year and a half. And so if you're interested, just go to wctv.org/podcasts. When you get there, you'll have a menu. Just go down to podcasts, and of all the podcasts, you can select mine. It's called Mark's Musings, and on that, I interview local authors, people who have written magazine articles and books, novels, things like that. I do a short interview with them for about a half hour and talk about their writing and their writing style and their books. And so it's very interesting to talk to these people, because they are really one of a kind people, you know, so.
Is that on TV?
It's not on TV, it's on the computer.
Oh.
It's called a podcast, in that it's just audio. There's no video with it. Although at my podcast, which is in their podcast studio, which is just the audio part, and I had been doing that for a while, I brought in my own little cameras,
Yeah.
and I'm taping. While I'm doing the audio podcast, I'm also videotaping the same show with 3 different cameras, and then I take it home and I mix them all together and I put it on YouTube. So I have a YouTube channel that you, if you want to go to, which is in video now. So you can go to YouTube, look up my name, Mark Ryan, and you can select my
And he has a following.
yeah, I have following there. So I do have a nice, so then you see people talking to each other, and I never thought it would be a lot of work, because I have to take 3 different videos and sync them all so that they're all talking it with the same voice. And then I have to, when I make the final video, I take the 3 videos and mix them up so that, you know, one
Here,
time,
also,
at one
if you need anything.
time you're seeing camera 1, then camera 2, then camera 3.
Too much
So
work.
that's my hobby outside the senior
Yeah,
center.
that soon we'll be tapping
Keeps
into.
you busy.
So anyway, thank you very much for that, and congratulations to Terry.
Congratulations to you too.
She has a wonderful show also, and you should listen to that, and that's on TV, the local TV. Okay, I think we have come to the end here. Do we have any comments from anyone, from the commissioners, or no audience today? Okay, with that, I'd like to bring the meeting to a close. So do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion?
Motion
Second.
seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? None? And motion carries. And the meeting is adjourned, but the next meeting is going to be April 18th.